Okay, let's see. This is a great question from Matt. He says, what has been the most effective method in getting clients to chase after you? Specialization. So niche specialization is number one. That's been the most effective for me. And consistent follow-up. Those are the two. That's it, period. I mean, if there's two things I can tell you, it's, well, number one, you have to have a prospecting system in place that is providing a steady stream of leads, right? But then once you've engaged with that lead, how do you get them to follow up? Well, number one is if your agent's a boutique agency or a niche specific, where you cater everything to that one type of business, that tends to get people to pay more attention to your pitch than it does to others. Also consistent follow-up. And again, we're going to talk about that, but the vast majority of the sales are made through the follow-up. So, you have to get through a bunch of no's to get to a yes. And that's going to be, if you won and done it, like, in other words, if you pitch a prospect one time and they say no, and you leave it, you never contact them again, then you're going to have a really hard time ever really growing your business. The best thing to do is, once you pitch the prospect, if they say no, that's okay. It just means not yet, right? No just means not yet. So if you put them on some sort of follow-up campaign, which again can be automated, or it could be delegated to an outsourcer, depending on, a virtual assistant or an in-house employee, to make sure that the follow-up gets done, then, it might be different depending on what kind of clients it is. You might just want to reach out every 3 months. You might want to be more aggressive and once a month contact them again. Various methods: direct mail, email, voicemail drops. You could call them. There's a number of things that you could do. But typically follow-up is where you're going to, because it's crazy, but especially if you have aggressive remarketing set up, once they've engaged with you, they're going to start seeing your brand everywhere anyway. Right. And then if you follow up with them, outreach to them once every 3 months or whatever time schedule you want, send them a piece of direct mail, lumpy mail, a postcard, hit them with direct ringless voicemail, things like that, once every month or 6 weeks or every 3 months, whatever schedule you want. But you just remind them, besides what they're seeing from the remarketing ads everywhere, you remind them, hey, I'm still interested. If things have changed for you yet, give me a call. That kind of stuff. That's where you're going to start seeing it, guys. But too many people give up after one no, and that's the biggest problem I see.
All right, so I'm seeing this differently. I'm reading this differently. How you get people to chase you is by providing massive results that just blow people away, so that they have no choice but to brag about you. They tell their friends about you. They go to their dinner meetings or the business meetings, and they're talking about you, and people are seeing it. This is how you get people to chase you instead of you having to go out there and chase you. It's called POFU. It's what we talk about all the time. You're at position of fuck you, so that people are coming to you instead of you having to go to them, and then you're picking and choosing who it is that you work with. Interestingly enough, just yesterday, we had our mini mastermind meeting. And we have one person that's actually there that is picking and choosing. We have another one it's just getting massive results, and the name gets around. Once you start doing that, if you're the person wherever it is, and I happen to know that Matt is in Arizona, you become the man in Arizona, and you provide massive results for whoever your client is. They're going to brag about all of the shit I got this fantastic guy who's just doing all of this for me. And people will come to you. You'll get referrals. You get tons, as a matter of fact, of referrals if you want them. You'll have the client, your current clients coming to you and saying, hey, you mind if I have a buddy who does this? Would you mind helping him? And it's like, he's already talked to his buddy. They already know your fee. The sale is already done. They've done the close for you. All you have to go in and is just go talk to the person and say, okay, yeah, make the deposit and we'll get started.
You so just gotta agree on terms.
Yeah, that's how you get people chasing after you instead of you having to chase after them.
Yeah. I'm going to add real quick that how you sign up for some programs or some stuff that they'll teach you how to to grow your agency, whatever. And they're like a one-trick pony, right? And if that doesn't work, the rest of the program doesn't work. And that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, is that each of us have our own approach to stuff, right? I don't want to get through a bunch of no's to get a yes. Bradley does, and he's a machine, and I totally respect him because of that. But I'm more like, okay, I want to create a whole lot of like goodwill in the marketplace so that people will search for me. And I kind of shared that a little bit on the personal branding that I talked about on the Powerful Live 2019. And that is something that I'll definitely am looking forward to share with you guys, how you can position yourself as an authority in your niche, in your marketplace. I totally agree that you need to niche down, but then how do you get yourself known? So that is one of the things that I want to share with you guys, but it's basically goes out like this. You need to be consistent in putting out good content and putting out like massive amounts of value, so that when people reach out to you, I don't want to reach out to anyone, they reach out to me. So when people reach out to you, then you have the position to say, hey, yeah, let's talk and let's work together, or no, listen, that this is not going to be a good fit and whatnot. I was like literally talking to a potential customer yesterday, potential client yesterday, but I decided to not go for it because, it wasn't a good fit. So that gives you that leverage and whatnot. And it all comes down to leveraging the personal branding and a couple of strategies that I want to share with you guys. So this is a great question. And I think that the fact that you have like 3 or 4 or even 5 like different approaches to client generation, you can pick and choose the one that it's right up your alley, right? The one that resonates with you and the one that you want to go out. Like, do you want to brute force the marketplace? Go ahead and do it. Here's the blueprint on how to do it. Do you want to do it in a way that it's cool and you don't have to talk to anyone on the phone? Here's the blueprint. Go do it. So I think that's pretty cool, and that's how we're aiming to have this. So.
All right. And last but not least, I'm going to put my 2 cents in on this and say it's a good combo too of all of these. Because like Hernan, I know what he's capable of. Not only have I worked with him, but I've seen the results he's done. And talking about providing value for people, he's provided massive value for me. So when I hop off a call with an agency owner who has 50 to 60 clients and he's looking for someone for PPC strategy and work, who do you think I recommended? Did I go out and look on Upwork? Fuck no. I sent email to Hernan and said, hey, here's the deal. This guy seems like he could use your help. Are you interested? And Hernan said, yeah, I'll check it out. And that extends. I've done that in the mastermind as well. I know that there's people in there who have certain specialties. And this is not just a pitch for the mastermind, but it's about providing results and sharing those and so people understand what your value is. And then, that becomes part of your referral network.
Absolutely. And just to clarify, yeah, I agree that when I say get through a bunch of no's to get to a yes, I mean, if you have people, like, the best way to prospect is to have inbound marketing. Is I totally agree 100% with what Hernan said, because that's when people seek you out. When you're starting out, you might have to you're likely going to have to do outbound prospecting in order to get some revenue in the door, some clients in the door to generate some revenue. But the idea is to build that presence, that brand, so that people start to seek you out. And you can do that a number of ways, in niche specific or industry specific, so that you become a big fish in a small pond, providing extraordinary value, which is what Marco said, that whether it's in a particular industry or if you get referrals from just other businesses because you provided massive value to, a client and it's referred you, whatever the case, those are all great ideas. Those are all great ways to have clients come chase you and all that kind of stuff. But what I meant was, and I might not have been clear about it, was you're not going to close 100% of your proposals, even on a referral basis, even though you're probably, most of you guys are, including my partners, I'm sure when you get a referral, it's almost a done deal. It's almost a closed deal. You usually just have to agree upon terms, as we had already said, but sometimes you can't reach an agreement on terms. And if that's the case, don't give up on that lead, because that lead still, they're that prospect, you've already had a communication, built some sort of rapport with them. You just the timing might not be right for them, for whatever proposal you sent them, whatever offer you sent them. So you have 2 options there, or 3 options: let it go entirely, which would be a complete waste of time. Change your pricing structure or the terms which you, so in other words, kind of lower your standards for what you expect, which I don't recommend anybody do. Or number three, put them on just a follow-up schedule to where you touch them. You know, when I say touch them, meaning you contact them in some way, shape, or form on a regular basis every so often to remind them that you're there until they're ready. Because again, time and circumstance changes almost everybody's mind. So